Welcome you all. Today in this video we will be learning about flood fill algorithm, and let me tell you something. The purpose of flood fill algorithm is to refill a given region. That means the region is already colored with some specific color, and flood fill algorithm is used to repaint the particular region with a new color. Okay, so what may be the requirements of this program? We require that we should draw a picture, and initially the picture's interior portion should be colored with some specific color, and using the algorithm implementation we will be repainting the interior regions of this picture with some new color. Okay, so let us see how we are going to implement it using flood fill algorithm. Okay, so for this implementation I am using C language. So first let me include the needed header files. So for the program implementation I am hereby including 3 header files. They are standard input output.h, that is stdio.h, then console input output.h, which is conio.h, and finally for implementing the graphics operation I am also including the graphics.h header file. After including all the header files, now let us move on to the main function. So in the main function, from this point our main function begins. So once we have written void main, let us open the function body. So after opening the function body, I am going to declare two variables, that is gd and gm. gd corresponds to a variable which refers to graphics driver, and gm corresponds to a variable which refers to graphics mode. Now gd, the variable gd should be initialized to detect. Thereby we are automatically, that means through this statement we are asking the system to automatically detect or identify the graphics driver in your own computer system. So every computer system will be having its own driver program. So the default driver program in the system will be automatically identified using this statement. After initializing gd and declaring gm, let us proceed to the next statement, which is init graph. Init graph is a function which is used to initialize the system to its corresponding graphics mode. By default every system will be in its text mode, which can only display textual information, but during graphics program implementation we also require our program to draw some pictures also. So to make our system in a state where it can display both textual data as well as pictorial information, we should convert the text mode to its corresponding graphics mode. So for that purpose we are using this function init graph, which initializes the system to its graphics mode. Now from now onwards system will be able to draw pictures on the screen also. Okay, now this function uses 3 parameters. One is address of gd, address of gm, that is address of the graphics driver and address of graphics mode, and the third parameter is the path, which will automatically be substituted there. Okay, path is the default path which the system generates and will substitute over there. There is no need for the user programmer to specify the path explicit over there. Once the initialization is done, let us proceed to draw a picture. So here I have decided to draw a circle. So I am going to draw a circle, and we know that the circle function is having 3 parameters in it. One is the center point of the circle, that is the circle center, which constitutes of 2 parameters x and y, and the third value is the radius of the circle. So x, y and radius. X, y together contributes the circle center, and the last parameter contributes the radius of the circle. So I have decided to draw a circle here. Drawing a circle is not enough. To draw a circle I require a point, a center point to which the circle must be centered. So before drawing the circle, the values of x and y must be read from the keyboard. So for that purpose I am using a printf statement which displays enter the center point of the circle. and to get the values from the keyboard I'm using a scanf function which reads the values of x and y from the keyboard. Once the values of x and y are read, we can use this statement. So up to this portion we have drawn the picture. Still it's not complete. The interior of the picture should be colored using some color. So to color the interior of the picture drawn, I am going to use two functions over here. One is a flood fill function and second one is a set fill style function. I repeat, to fill the interior region of the circle I am going to use two functions. One is flood fill function and one is set fill style function. Let me explain the function of set fill style first. Set fill style function has two parameters where this function is explicitly used to fill the interior region of a particular picture. Now the two parameters indicate, the first parameter indicates that how the filling should be done, whether the filling should be done empty wise, or that means whether the filling is an empty filling or whether if it is a solid filling or it is a pattern filling. So what kind of filling are we using here? So I am giving a value 1 which indicates a solid filling. Whenever the first parameter of set fill style is 1, a 1 in the first parameter indicates that you are going to do a solid filling. It is not an empty filling, it is not a pattern filling. 1 indicates a solid filling. So what about the second parameter of set fill style? Second parameter of set fill style indicates the color code using which you are going to fill the interior region. So two values are there in set fill style. First parameter tells how to fill the interior and the second parameter cell tells which color is to be used while filling the interior region. So now it is clear that you are going to fill the region in a proper way fully using the color code 5. Now what is the purpose of this flood fill function? Flood fill function is used to specify the margin. There are three parameters. Now the first two parameters x and y. First two parameters x and y is any point inside the region. It can be any point inside the region. So whichever region you are going to color, that particular region must have multiple points within it. Among them, any interior point can be specified as an argument in the flood fill function. So it indicates from where the filling should start. xy is a point inside the picture which tells from where the filling should begin. What about the third parameter? Third parameter is a color code. It specifies the color of boundary. So from where to start and from where to stop. The starting and stopping conditions are specified in flood fill functions. From the first two parameters, it is very clear that from where should we start our filling. That is from the xy point filling should begin and stop whenever the boundary color is reached. So boundary color is specified in the third argument. So whenever the boundary color is encountered, you have to stop filling. So two functions are necessary to fill the interior of any region. Set fill style is used to specify how to fill the interior region and which color is to be used while filling. Flood fill specifies from where should the filling start, from which point should we start the filling, and when should we stop. Filling is proceeded in all the directions. Whichever direction we proceed, filling stops whenever a boundary color is reached. So altogether three functions are there. First function is the circle function, which is the picture. Second function specifies where to start and where to stop filling. Third function specifies how to fill and which color is used while filling. So up to this portion we have drawn a picture and we have filled the interior region of that picture. Now what? Now I am going to use the user defined function, and this user defined function is used to repaint the interior region of the picture just drawn. Okay, so I'm going to write the user defined function. So I'm calling user defined function flood fill. Remember, this is a built-in function, flood fill. We cannot give the same name as that of the built-in function. So I am just changing the name as flood underscore fill. So this particular function is a user defined function. Now the user defined function is going to be called. Remember, whenever you are going to call a user defined function, it should be having its own function prototype. So let us first declare the function prototype. Before the main function, the function prototype is defined, which includes return type of the function, function name, its arguments, and every argument should be preceded by its data type. Once the function declaration statement is finished, depending on that particular function prototype, you have to call the function. I have made a function call, and this function call consists of 4 parameters. First 2 parameters specify any interior point within the picture. The picture which is already drawn has number of points within it. So xy contributes any interior point within the pixel. So these 2 parameters are clear to you. Other than these 2, there are 2 more parameters. Third parameter indicates the old color. That means the color which is used at present to fill the interior region. Okay, so the region is already colored using the color code 5. So this specifies the old color. And the last parameter is to indicate the color code of new color. That means from now onwards, color code 3 will replace color code 5. That means at present the interior of the region is filled using the color code 5. But in all those pixels where the color is having a color code 5 will be repainted using new color which is having a code 3. So this is the color code of old color and this is the color code of new color. Okay, so function call has been made. Whenever function call is made, the control is transferred from the main function to the user defined function. So from this the control is transferred to definition of the function. Okay, let us move on to the function definition. In the function definition, we are again having the return type of the function, name of the function, parameters with their data types. Remember, the first 2 point indicates the interior point of the picture. Third parameter indicates the old color. That is, at present the region is colored using the old color, and using the algorithm I am going to repaint all the interior pixels with the new color. So 4 parameters are at present accepted. After accepting or receiving all the parameters which were passed during the function call, let us enter into the function definition body. In the function definition body, I am going to get the color of the current pixel. So this is the pixel, interior pixel, and this pixel can be written as x comma y. This is an interior point inside the picture. I am going to get the color of this pixel. To get the color of this pixel, I am going to use the function getPixel. So getPixel will get the color of the pixel xy, and the color of that pixel is stored in the variable current. Okay, and before using the variable current, it should be declared. Clear? Now what? Now I am going to check. What kind of check? That means whenever an interior pixel is taken, its color should be compared with the old color. So if the selected pixel's color is equal to old color, then it should be replaced with new color. I repeat, whenever a pixel is taken, its color is compared with old color. If the color of selected pixel is equal to old color, then it should be replaced with new color. So hereby I am going to check it, that if current equal to old color, current is the color of the pixel xy. If xy's color, the pixel xy is having the color which is equal to old color, Then we enter into if section. Only if the colors match, only if the pixel is having an old color, then you have to use the put pixel function to recolor the XY pixel with the new color. Okay, only if there exists a match, you have to repaint it with new color. And to get displayed with each iteration, to display the repainting of each pixel, you have to delay the execution by 10 milliseconds. It's not necessary that you always give a value 10 in the delay function. You can give any value depending on the processing speed of your system. The thing is that delay function is used to temporarily stop the execution. It allows you to view each iteration of your program. Since we are visualizing the output, it will be much better if you delay the iterations. You will be able to view each and every slight changes which is made into your output. Okay, remember the function delay always accepts arguments in milliseconds. So if I am giving the value delay 10, it is equivalent to stopping the delay in each iteration by 10 milliseconds. So from this, it's clear that you have selected a pixel, you're comparing the color of the pixel with the old color. If it matches, you are repainting it with new color. Okay, now what? Now you have to select the next pixel. Once a pixel is colored or repainted, you have to select the next pixel. And which method will you use to select the neighboring pixel? There are two methods. Either you can use 4 connected method or you can use 8 connected method. Any of these methods can be used to select the neighboring pixels. Okay, now how? If this is the current pixel XY, then the pixel just left towards it will be labeled as X minus 1 Y. The pixel lying towards the right of current pixel will be labeled as X plus 1 Y. Pixel just above the current pixel will be labeled as X Y minus 1, and the pixel just below the current pixel will be labeled as X Y plus 1. In this way, you have to select each surrounding pixels, one on left, one on right, one on top, and one just below. Okay, and for selecting the pixels in neighboring cells, you have to use recursive function. So I am here by using a recursive function. This recursive function will proceed towards right direction. It will always select the right pixel. Okay, it will select a pixel's right pixel. That means if a pixel is selected, if a pixel is colored, the next pixel will be selected will be the one which lies at the right of that pixel. So first recursive function will proceed towards right direction. Second recursive function will proceed towards bottom direction. Third recursive function will proceed towards left direction, and the fourth recursive function will proceed upwards. So there are altogether 4 recursive functions. Each of them will proceed in its own direction. So altogether in 4 different directions the filling is going on continuously. Every function takes a pixel, checks its color, matches it with old color. If the current pixel's color matches with old color, then it should be replaced with new color. So in this way filling will be proceeded in all directions. Altogether there are 4 directions. So in all 4 directions the checking will be done simultaneously. Okay, and this continues until every pixel which is having an old color is replaced with the new color. Okay, this is how the flood fill function works. And once the entire function call has been executed completely, all of them return back and the execution of this user defined function is completely over. Once the function definition is completely executed, the control is transferred to the main function, and the control will be transferred to the statement just below the function call. And this is how the flood fill function is executed. And finally, the entire region will be repainted with new color. All the pixels will be selected one by one, and wherever an old color is found, that pixel will be repainted using new color. Okay, hope the concepts being explained over here are fully clear to you. Keep watching the videos, support me, subscribe the channel if you are not yet subscribed. Thank you.